Here's something that catches a lot of SCHD investors completely off guard, especially people counting on it for retirement. SCHD does not pay you every month. It pays 4 times a year: March, June, September, December. That's it. So if you're picturing a steady monthly paycheck landing in your account to cover your bills, SCHD alone will not do that. Your rent is monthly. Your groceries are monthly. But your biggest dividend fund pays you once a quarter. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that, how to turn SCHD into a real monthly income stream, the smart way and the risky way, and the mistakes that quietly wreck people's income plans. If you're living off dividends or planning to, this is essential. Let's get into it. Here's the plan. First, the problem: why SCHD's quarterly schedule is a headache for anyone living on the income. Then, the popular fix everyone's talking about in 2026 and the honest catch that comes with it. Next, the safer, smarter way to build monthly income. And finally, the overlap mistake that fools people into thinking they're diversified when they're not. Let's get into it. Quick disclaimer. This is educational analysis using current data, not financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Yields and strategies carry risk, and everyone's situation is different. Always verify current numbers and consult a qualified professional before investing. Let me start with the problem because a lot of people don't realize it until they're already relying on SCHD. SCHD pays its dividend quarterly, 4 times a year, in March, June, September, and December. And those payments aren't even equal. The December payment is often the biggest, and the others vary. So not only is the income not monthly, it's lumpy and uneven across the year. Now, if you're still working and just reinvesting, this doesn't matter at all. The dividend hits, it buys more shares, you don't care what month it lands in. But the moment you flip into retirement and start living off that income, the quarterly schedule becomes a genuine problem. Your expenses don't come quarterly. Your mortgage, your utilities, your groceries, your insurance, they hit every single month. So you've got money flooding in during March, then nothing new in April or May, then a payment in June, then nothing again. You end up having to carefully ration a big quarterly deposit across 3 months of bills. That mismatch is stressful, and it's a real reason people get frustrated with SCHD as a retirement income tool. It's a fantastic fund, but its payment schedule wasn't designed around your monthly budget. The good news is, this is completely fixable. You just have to build around it. Let me show you how. So here's the fix everybody's talking about in 2026, and it's genuinely popular right now. Pair SCHD with a fund that pays monthly. And the most common partner people reach for is JEPI, the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. Here's why the combo is appealing. JEPI pays every single month, and it pays a big yield, often around 8%. So the idea is, SCHD gives you quality and dividend growth on a quarterly schedule, while JEPI fills in the gaps with fat monthly checks. Put them together, and suddenly you've got cash flowing in every month, with SCHD providing the long-term growth backbone and JEPI providing the immediate monthly income. On paper, it sounds perfect. But I have to give you the honest catch because this is where people get burned. JEPI is not a free lunch. First, its income is taxed as ordinary income, at your regular, higher tax rate, not the lower qualified dividend rate that SCHD enjoys. So in a regular taxable account, JEPI's tax bite is much heavier. It really belongs in a tax-advantaged account like a Roth or an IRA. Second, JEPI uses a covered call strategy to generate that high yield, and that comes with a real downside called NAV erosion. In plain English, the fund can slowly lose share price value over time because it caps its own upside to pay those big monthly checks. So that 8% yield can partly be your own money coming back to you, not pure profit. And its expense ratio is 0.35%, much higher than SCHD's rock bottom 0.06%. So JEPI plus SCHD can work for monthly income, but go in with eyes open. Higher taxes, higher fees, and the risk that the share price slowly bleeds. It's a tool, not a miracle. Use it deliberately, ideally inside a Roth, and don't expect that 8% to last forever untouched. If monthly income is your goal, there's a smarter, lower-risk approach than chasing high-yield covered call funds. First, keep about 3 months of expenses in cash. SCHD's quarterly dividends refill the buffer, and you simply pay yourself a steady monthly amount. It creates a paycheck without extra funds, fees, or tax complexity. Second, combine quality dividend ETFs with different payment schedules so income arrives more frequently throughout the year instead of relying on a single high-yield fund. Third, build a balanced 3-fund portfolio. SCHD for quality dividends, DGRO for growing payouts that help offset inflation, and VYM for broad diversification. Together, they create a durable income strategy without unnecessary risk. The key lesson is simple. Reliable cash flow doesn't require chasing the highest yield. Quality investments and smart planning usually deliver better long-term results. One common mistake many income investors make is assuming that owning multiple dividend ETFs automatically means better diversification. In reality, funds like SCHD, VYM, and HDV often hold many of the same large established U.S. companies. That means you're not spreading risk. You may be doubling or tripling your exposure to the same sectors, such as financials, healthcare, consumer staples, and energy. If those sectors struggle, all your funds can decline together. A better approach is to choose funds with different strengths. SCHD focuses on quality income, DGRO emphasizes dividend growth, and an international dividend ETF can add global exposure. Before buying any fund, review its top holdings. If you already own most of them, you're likely paying another fee for duplicate exposure rather than gaining true diversification. The biggest lesson isn't about SCHD. It's about the shift from building wealth to living off it. During your working years, the focus is simple. Maximize total return, reinvest dividends, and let compounding do its job. But once your portfolio becomes your paycheck, new questions matter. When will the income arrive? Will it cover monthly expenses? Is the yield sustainable, or is it simply returning your own capital? Are you truly diversified or just holding several funds with the same stocks? These questions can make the difference between a comfortable retirement and a stressful one. The biggest mistake is chasing the highest yield. An 8%, 10%, or 12% payout may look attractive, but it often comes with hidden trade-offs, including higher taxes, declining share prices, limited upside, or greater risk. Investors who succeed over the long run usually build a diversified, tax-aware portfolio of quality funds and use simple tools like a cash reserve to smooth income between dividend payments. Don't let payment frequency drive your decisions. Prioritize quality, durability, and long-term reliability over eye-catching yields. To sum up, SCHD pays quarterly, which can be inconvenient if you're living off dividend income. Pairing it with a monthly income fund can work, but it may bring higher fees, taxes, and potential NAV erosion. For most investors, a simpler solution is keeping a 3-month cash buffer or building a portfolio of complementary quality dividend funds. Also, avoid buying multiple ETFs that hold many of the same stocks, as that adds duplication rather than diversification. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you already living off dividends or still building your portfolio? How do you manage SCHD's quarterly payments? Share your approach in the comments. Subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown on building durable retirement income. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.